fucking bubble. You can't get him out of that bubble, and he's one of a kind, man. He's just one of a kind. You know?
Yeah, without a doubt.
So anyway,
the guy's successful, so.
Happy birthday, Vince. Happy 65th birthday, Vince. Achoo! Achoo.
You know.
That was good. That was good, dude. I like that. Chris Harlan making jokes on WZR Radio. Yeah, baby!
No. There you go, Daddy.
He did. Chris Harlan gave us an achoo on WZR Radio.
Only at WZR are you going to hear an achoo. Straight to Vince McMahon, baby.
More lame jokes. Somebody in the chat. I was frozen today. It's just more lame jokes.
Damn.
More lame.
So, what else we got, Daddy?
Daddy, we got Team 3D's TNA contracts are set to expire here. I believe in the next few weeks. I would
have the tapings. Oh, they weren't on television during the tapings. I know
they did the angle last week to write them off TV.
Yeah. Oh, when they got knocked out.
Right. The beatdown angle last week on Impact. So,
I mean, and really, would you bring them back? I mean, for the right money, yeah. But if they want some big contract, would you really bring them back?
I would say, if I was Team 3D, I would say, okay, are we going to re-sign with TNA, or are we going to go to WWE? And the first thing that sticks right out at me is there even a tag team division in WWE?
Yeah, the Hart Dynasty.
And the Usos, I mean, there's...
Well, I mean, and they got that up-and-coming Santino Marella and Kozlov.
There's just, I mean, the way that they would... Team 3, I mean, I would say they re-sign. I would say they re-sign with TNA.
You know, and Brother Ray, though, man, he's a smart guy, and he's another guy that's good behind the scenes, you know what I mean? I mean, in a small capacity, you know what I mean?
Right.
He knows what he's talking about. He's kind of like a Scott Hall. I wouldn't put him on the same level as Scott Hall, but he's pretty good.
They're gonna tell TNA that they want a pay increase, obviously, and I would guess that TNA is gonna give in to their demands. I would say that they'll be back.
I really don't think they're that great in the ring anymore, but
you know, the only thing that would, they're getting, as far as age is concerned, they're getting up there, so I mean, they could always go make one more run in WWE. It's just a matter of, I would say that they're going to re-sign with TN. I just don't see him returning to WWE, especially with the way that WWE treats their tag team division. I mean, their tag team division is just, compare the tag team divisions in TNA and WWE.
Can't even do it.
I mean, you can't.
Non-existent in WWE.
I mean, it really is. You know, it really is. So it's just a matter of,
I think the bigger issue with that is too, with Team 3D not going there. I think the travel issue. You know what I mean? With WWE being so heavy.
Exactly. That's another thing. They're going to want them to work house shows, and they're going to be on the road 150 days a year. You know, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't say. You know, you got your once or twice, you know, a week, 1 or 2 times a month, you know, having to show up. Other than that, you're home.
Oh yeah. You come into Orlando, you do the pay-per-views and the TV tapings, and then you're out of there for, you know, I mean, it's travel, everything. Travel, tag team division in WWE. I would say that Team 3D, Dudley Boys re-signed without TNA.
Somebody just Acer just said this in the chat, but this is another reason I think TNA should bring back Team 3D, though, is their Team 3D Wrestling Academy, you know what I mean? They get a lot of guys, you know, for dark matches or tryouts, or, you know what I mean?
Well, like people like Rosie Lalov, who was fired, you know.
Sexy.
She, here's the deal with that. I guess will lead us into that story. Rosie Lalov. Rosie Lalov. Rosie Lalov and Homicide were released from TNA. Homicide has been asking for his TNA release for over a year now, and has been denied every single time. And finally, they let him out of his contract. So Rosie Lalov, basically the deal with her is she had a lot of calories, and she wasn't ready. Just very, very green. We didn't even get to see much of her on Impact. She was only there once or twice, I believe. So that's that. She wasn't ready, so she's out of there. Homicide gone. He is going to work for Evolve, and then eventually probably Ring of Honor and Indie Dates. He recently moved back to the Northeast corridor down in New York City. So he's back here, and he'll be working Indie Dates. Travis Tomko's name was also removed from the roster page. He has not been released from the company. His mother actually passed away about a month or two ago, and basically he was very, very close with his mother. Would eat breakfast with her every morning, and
tough time dealing.
He is having a very tough time with that, and they were just best of friends.
Time off.
Well, they were best of friends, and she passed away, and like I said, they did the breakfast thing every morning, and not good. But he's not released, and Terry Taylor actually called him several weeks ago and asked him what was up, and deal with that is basically said he's doing the mother thing, and he has not been released. So that is
good to take some time off.
Yeah, he'll be back soon. Michelle McCool's nipple slip. You go to www.prowrestlingscoops.com. It happened on NXT last week. We've actually got the first photo up on ProWrestlingScoops.com is the nipple slip from NXT. The other ones there are from last year at some point, so I just threw them all up there in one post. What a nip. Go to ProWrestlingScoops.com for that. We talked about Rene Dupree. Have you guys seen the new look on him?
That's a lot of tattoos.
That's a lot of tattoos, and he came up with that quote. I didn't even think about that when I read that off earlier. Like, I mean, that motherfucker wanted some tattoos, huh?
Yeah, he must have been pissed with WWE.
That dude left WWE and went and inked the shit out of himself.
Balls out.
I mean, good lord, he looks completely different. So, check that out. That's a skink. Yeah, right? That's ProWrestlingScoops.com. We got the photos over there as well, so go check that out. What else do I have in my show file? The Raw General Manager, I believe that's Triple H. We talked about that earlier. Just, I mean, he's catering to the heels, and he's going to be a heel when he returns, so it makes sense to have him come back as a heel Raw General Manager, and we'll see what happens. Skip Sheffield is out with a broken left ankle. It appears to be no word on how long he's going to be out. I would guess that next week on Raw they would do an angle, some sort of angle where they either beat him down or something happens next week. Obviously, they couldn't have done it last night because it was a tape show, and the injury happened in Honolulu, Hawaii.
And that's just another hit on the Nexus storyline.
Well, Skip was on Raw last night, and there were no problems, but that's obviously because the show was taped, so they're gonna have to do something next week.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. That's like I said, the big hit.
Tyler Black has reported to FCW. We talked about that earlier, man. That lisp, man, it's going to be a problem for him, I'm telling you. And what else? We had, one last thing here. We had 60 WWE tryouts. I think there were 64 in total that showed up to FCW last week. And the deal here is, basically, 60 guys show up, and they all pay $1,000. And they don't get that $1,000 back. Oh. You go and you pay $1,000, and you get to be seen by WWE management. And then you either get a call back or you don't get a call back. And out of the 60 guys that showed up last week to the tryout camp,
how many?
I think 4. Wow. I think 4. And basically everybody else spent $1,000 and went home with nothing. So if you ever want to waste $1,000, or if you feel you're good enough to be a pro wrestler, go down to FCW, pay them $1,000, and see what you can get.
I'm actually heading there next week, to be honest with you. No, I'm playing.
$60,000, bro. 60 people show up at $1,000 a pop, $60,000, and then they all walk home with nothing.
I'm gonna open something like that. Pay me $1,000, and I'll send your tape into WWE.
I mean, it's crazy. And then they said that out of four of them got signed or something like that, or were looked at further. Not even signed, just got looked at further, and the rest of them went. I mean, it's just ouch.
Yeah. Probably, and then probably none of them will probably even be signed.
Yeah, we got Jesus, man. We have so many freaking phone calls coming in. I'm gonna start taking.
Take one.
Most of these phone lines are clogged up because we only have one line, but you can keep trying. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey guys, I'm enjoying the show a lot, and I think you guys are doing a good job. So
Thank you. Oh, thanks, man.
Keep it up. So anyways, I'm calling from Heart Country. I'm calling from Alberta.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. So, and just letting you guys know, I was away from my TV and computer for the last week and a half or so.
Right.
But so I missed all the reviews from SummerSlam. Did we love Bret Hart or what?
Oh, man, SummerSlam. Jesus, how long ago was that? No. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I thought SummerSlam was a pretty good pay-per-view. Well, it was, no, you know what? Now that I think about it, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. What am I talking about, man?
Yeah, I was about to say, man, last week you said it was terrible.
Well, I'm just thinking, man, you always think that WrestleMania is number 1, SummerSlam's number 2, and SummerSlam just had so much promos. I mean, it was just all promo stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I told you last week, I really thought that what really took it down a little bit was the fact, that they're in this whole new, pushing the young talent. A lot of the older guys are either retired, hurt, or taking a break, so. But back to Bret Hart, I thought Bret Hart, he didn't have a lot. He didn't have a lot of in-ring time, but he held his own. Definitely.
I thought he did too. So what do you think of the new title belts?
I'm not a big fan of the new title belts. What about you, Ryan?
What's that, dude? My bad, I walked away for a second.
Oh, no. What do you think of the new title belts, he asked?
Well, I've only, the photos we put up on ProWrestlingScoops.com didn't, we had the one where Brett walked out. To be honest with you, I could care less about titles. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the, hopefully next week they combine the Divas title and the women's title, man. Who knows what we'll get with that? We'll have to think fluorescent pink belt or something, who knows?
Just get rid of the division.
No, I'll be honest, I've never been into title belts or anything like that, so as far as what they do, I don't know.
Regardless, it warms my heart to see Bret Hart walk down any aisle with any gold belts around his arms, his legs, his waist, whatever.
Well, yeah, from a Canadian, no doubt. Wouldn't doubt it.
For sure. Now, just to touch on some of the things you guys were talking about earlier in regards to the Serena incident, or in regards to having to pay $1,000 to go and audition for WWE. I'm a performer, and typically speaking, okay, that's a little high-end on that side, but you know what? To even get into theater schools up here in Canada, you have to pay a fee to go audition, and that could be like you can go and they'll take 3 people out of the building that they've auditioned and whatnot. And in regards to Serena, too, it kind of sucks. She's sitting there watching Kelly drinking up at the Playboy Mansion, but Kelly was never in a straight-edge society, and I'm pretty sure that that's not in her contract,
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier, is it's a lot of, pick and choose, where I said, if somebody like Taker showed up to an MMA event, of course he's not going to be suspended or fired or anything like that, but Serena being in, they just basically made an example out of her, and in her case, it's a matter of, she had been warned, she had been told by WWE management to tone it down, and then, paparazzi photos show up just last week of her out in, one of Hollywood's most popular places, you know what I mean? So it's a matter of,
we said it earlier.
Well, I agree with you guys.
Smarter.
I agree with you guys. If you're going to party it up, and if you're in a straight society, take them to your hotel room.
Oh, no doubt,
do it in private. Don't go parading around paparazzi.
She kind of brought it upon herself, is what it seems like, and I'm sure more info will come out here in the coming weeks. But it seems to me like she brought it upon herself, and she had been warned. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a case of they basically said, "Listen, you're in the straight edge society, and you went out and drank, and now you're fired." No,